Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the talk by our friends over at Talent Spark. I'm delighted to have some time with Machele DuBois from the Bank of Idaho. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, TM.
Bank of Idaho is a BEW sponsor, so thank you for that. Machele, before we talk about the work that you do and Bank of Idaho, let's help the audience get to know you a little bit. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I've been in the commercial banking arena for over 32 years, and my specialty is government guaranteed lending. So the SBA, the Small Business Administration, their programs are my wheelhouse. And so what that means is I'm helping small businesses out there for the last 32 years get started, grow, expand, move, hire, whatever it takes for in the life cycle of any business.
So you must be quite the expert. I mean, 32 years of doing one thing.
Well, you'd be surprised. Actually, every day is a new day, and every business is a new business. And that's actually what makes it exciting to be in this role, because I learn every day about something great about a business and what it's doing for the community, what it's doing for its employees, what it's doing for the consumer, and it's just a joy, a pure joy.
So a lot of us entrepreneurs and business owners over the last 2 years have had we've become familiar with the SBA mostly through the PPP loans, right?
Correct.
But the SBA, the Small Business Administration, is a federal entity, as far as I understand. And I guess help explain the role of the bank in connecting a federal entity to an entrepreneur, the bank being in the middle. How does that work?
Well, the way it works is at the bank, your relationship as our customer is with the bank, ultimately. And everything we do is built on building that relationship. The SBA comes into play when you come into the bank or you go to other banks or you're out there looking for capital. It's a very important part of growing a business is having capital.
Oh yeah, I think you got everyone's attention now.
Exactly. So when you need money and you go to the conventional methods and you can't get money, where the program comes in is the federal government has a program where it says, look, we want you to do what you can to get this capital into the hands of small business. And in doing that, we'll guarantee that loan so that it mitigates any risk that's outside the parameters of getting a conventional loan. So the government sponsors it in effect and provides kind of a backup to the bank.
So in essence, Bank of Idaho in this case is sort of a tool through which the SBA can deploy that capital in a mitigated way, which otherwise wouldn't take place.
That's correct. It's a way of getting a program through the private sector out to the people that need the capital.
So you must have a pretty close relationship with the SBA, I assume.
Very close.
Some unsung heroes probably there.
Oh, well, actually, there's so many over the years. And as you know, it's a government agency, so people change, but you grow and they retire. But I do want to mention, too, that there's a partnership with the Small Business Development Centers. And Treasure Valley has an awesome Small Business Development Center. What does that mean? Well, that's another arm for entrepreneurs to work with banks and through the SBA and help startup businesses or help to do projections, write a business plan, whatever it is in the phase of the life of that business. And they can go there and get that service to help them. So we have one here, and Marie Baker is who I've worked with. I'm new to the Treasure Valley. I've been here for about 9 months. And the Treasure Valley is just awesomely set up.
Let's talk about that for a second. So you're new to okay, you've been here for 9 months. What's your take so far?
My take, the silver lining, one of the silver linings, because there are many, despite what we've all been through, the silver lining is that the pandemic awoke entrepreneurs. I mean, people that have been dreaming and scheming and figuring out, how am I going to do that dream? This awoke them, and they're out in hordes of people trying, they're going to a bank saying, I want to start a business, what do I do? You go to the bank, and then the bank can guide you to people like Marie Baker at the Small Business Development Center to help put that dream together in a package that a bank can consider. So I've found in the Treasure Valley that there are so many resources. It's a wonderful opportunity for, especially when you have the SBA program, to add to that partnership.
So I can totally relate that the pandemic has in essence given birth, almost it was an impetus to so many
Yes.
folks starting a business.
Yes.
That's reflected in our pitch competitions. One of them is called Trail Mix, and your colleague Enrique Rivera was a judge at the Trail Mix pitch competition, and I believe 4 of the 7 finalists launched their business during the pandemic, and in a way, it gave them the impetus. Right, some of us tuck their tails and crawl into a hole. I think those who are infected with the entrepreneurial bug do the opposite. They kind of
Exactly.
face the challenges head on.
Exactly. So that's been a wonderful opportunity then for Bank of Idaho, and being able to be a resource for all this entrepreneurship that's coming up and bubbling. We have an opportunity to come talk to us. Let us provide you some guidance, steer you the right way. Because here's the thing: whether you're ready for a bank loan, an SBA loan, or you're working through an incubator and you're getting your plan together, at some point, success will bring you to our front door. And we want to then take you and grow with you. That's the whole. We're the bank with a heart. Everybody knows that, but we really
Literally, it's in your logo, right?
It's in our logo, and we are firm on that. We want to build that relationship. We want to be a part of it, a part of your growth, your success. So the SBA program is just one big tool we have in our toolbox to help those new businesses get up and running.
Now, I get to work with your other colleagues, Tyler, as well as Jeff Newgard, who also interviewed the governor for BEW. There was a really interesting interview with the two of them. So I have exposure to the bank. But if I'm a typical early stage entrepreneur with an idea on a napkin, I would venture to say that a bank would be the last place that I think to go. And here's why. Because they would likely ask me for a P&L, profit and loss statement, or for a balance sheet, neither of which I have, by the way, because again, I have an idea on a napkin. Help me understand what resources there are for those early stage entrepreneurs who aren't bankable yet, and why should they come to a bank like Bank of Idaho?
My belief is that we are here to help a business start, even if they're not ready for the bank, to provide guidance, because we know what it's going to take to get them to be able to apply. So we can be there as an advisor. We can be there to point them in all the different directions where the resources are that most people don't even know. They're like, I bought this canned thing from, the Office Max, and it tells me to write a 53-page business plan. Well, no. That's not what we're looking for.
That's 52 pages too much.
It is. And so we're there to start the conversation. Let's start the conversation. Let's give you some guidance and move forward and keep you moving forward, because that's what we're here for. This is where it can start. And not be afraid that you don't have all the right paperwork in. That's why we're here, again. And I think that sometimes gets lost in the translation of a bank. But Bank of Idaho, that's what we do. We sit down, we listen, and then we provide some guidance.
It sounds to me like more of a relationship approach than a transactional approach.
Absolutely.
So even if I'm not bankable, let's be clear, banks make their money in a certain way, and they're in
Right.
business to make money, which is a good thing. But if I'm not bankable, that doesn't mean I can't come to a bank, because I may be your future client, right?
That's
At some
correct.
point, I may be bankable.
That's exactly right. And I often tell businesses that get the SBA program behind their loan, it's a process, and we take them through it step by step. But I often say, this program gives a bank an opportunity not only to come be a part of our company and let us have a relationship, but then we get to grow with you. You're not always going to be in the SBA program. That's a means to help get necessary capital to the business. We want to grow you out of SBA, essentially, and into the regular conventional banking arena. That is the goal. That should be the goal of every business, is to get to that point where when they need capital, They've managed their business successfully enough to understand what that need is. And now there's banks out there that are going to be, come on board. We don't want to lose you once we've gotten you, right? So we're going to do whatever it takes to solidify that relationship and make sure that we understand your business, we understand what you're doing for the community, we understand everything. We want to be family, and that's what we want it to feel like at the end of the day.
What all does Bank of Idaho do in the community? I know it's a lot. For one, you do support Boise Entrepreneur Week. I've just noticed your guys' logo on all these different events, on all these different initiatives. There seems to be a push on the side of Bank of Idaho to let it be known that you're open for business.
We are open for business, but more than that, we are open to the community at every level. Yes, we're a business just like our customers are, right? But at the end of the day, the impact that we bring to the community is the most important thing. We want to be touching all parts of the community, not just the bottom line. This is about being an integral part. More than just needing advice on and getting a loan. It's like we want, and our employees are involved. I mean, we are in a lot of different organizations because we want to be. We want that pulse. We want to have the pulse of the community, and I believe we have it.
Very interesting. So, in terms of the name Bank of Idaho, right? How many branches are there?
We have 11.
11.
Yeah. So we have 3 here in the Treasure Valley.
Okay.
And then we're in eastern Idaho. We're headquartered out of Idaho Falls.
Okay.
So that's where the company started many
Very
years
cool.
ago. Yeah, and so we are an Idaho company and serving our Idaho customers.
Born and raised from Idaho for Idaho. I like that very much.
Yep.
Michelle, I want to thank you for taking the time to coming down and spending some time with us and explaining to us more about yourself.
No, thank you for this opportunity. We are grateful to be a part of all of this.
And we are grateful to have the support of Bank of Idaho. And again, thank you to Enrique for being
Yes.
a judge. He did a phenomenal job. Thank you for Tyler for being all over the place and Jeff Newgard for interviewing the governor. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
With that, coming up next, how quality childcare supports entrepreneurship, which is what Yuki and I talked about earlier. But before we do, a quick word from our sponsors.